speaker, as you all, our speaker, as you all know, he's going to give us enlighten us on high achievers resets, and then we have a bit of updates from the treasurer, and then I have an update from the subcommittees that we've done that we've been working on for the last couple of months, and then afterwards the floor will be open to everybody. So without wasting any time, I want to introduce our speaker, um, Jite Lark. Obviously, we all know she's a leadership mentor, a global speaker, an advocate of international living. She holds a Doctor of Education and works as an education administration with the New York Public Schools. She gets involved with a lot of cultural and responsive education, Black history, Black lives that matters. So without further ado, I shall give Jite the floor.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Keep it coming.
There
All
you go,
right.
Jite.
Hi, everyone. I'm excited. And I just want to say that truly we appreciate those of you who've taken the time to come. And we promise to be even, well, I don't want to say better, but we promise to maintain the standards and elevate it even more. So I just want to share, I have one slide really. It's not going to be anything formal. Oh, yeah. I forgot how to do this.
The share button.
Where the hell? Where the heck? Share.
My screen is right at the bottom, a green button saying share.
I know, I see it. But I don't see. I'm using my new laptop, brand new today, so I don't know. Oh my goodness.
I'm ringing a bell for you.
I know. I may not, this slide may not be necessary at this point. Just give me 1 second. If that bell goes, then that's it. Okay, just give me 1 second.
Hi, Dakpo. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Bola.
Olaga, thanks for coordinating us all and making today happen. I'm glad to see that we're running the series again. And Dr. Jite, congrats on your laptop, the brand new laptop. The problems of technology, right? You get a brand new device and it's a struggle.
I know.
I'm sure you figure it out shortly.
Yeah.
Well, does somebody else have the
while we're doing that, Kemi, do you want to do a quick update on your side while we wait for Jite? We'll just do that now. Kemi, you okay with that?
All right. Okay, I'm good. Jite, you want to start? We can't even hear what Jite is saying now. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I just want to say a very big thank you to all members of the ISL class of 88 since the inception of this coming together of members of the class. Want to thank each and everyone who has been contributing to the financial cost of the group in terms of the annual contribution, in terms of the life events contribution, and all other financial requests that's been coming to the group. I mean, we've all been responding in a very positive manner, and I just want to encourage us to continue to do that. And very soon, there's going to be a notice to remind us of our annual contribution. We've been quiet. We've been a bit quiet on that. We wanted to start this after this.
We lost Kemi. Can you hear me?
Virtual meeting. So please, probably in the course of the week, see notice as regards the okay. So like I was saying, I said that
Kemi, you're breaking up. Are you there? Okay, we'll see.
She's gone again.
We'll done again. We'll probably meet up. Are you ready, Gisela?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's go back to you then.
Let me know if you see my slide.
Yes, we do, Jite.
Okay, cool. Oh, you're not supposed to see everything, but okay. Oops. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Today's the day of tech shenanigans. All right. So before I start, I was just acknowledging everyone who came, and I wanted to share that one of the reasons why I'm doing this, talking about this particular topic, is because I know that a lot of us, both in Nigeria and outside, have accomplished a lot. And I feel like our brilliance, our grit, and the global impact that we're having necessitates this, because with all that's been happening, I personally have experienced a lot of loss in terms, and not just parents, which is somewhat expected, sad but expected, but colleagues, friends, people close to me, and people who really were at the prime of their lives. And that really got me thinking about my purpose in life, and what I wanted to be known for, or more importantly, what impact I wanted to have. Because what I realized was, at some point when you get all these external successes, where you have all these jobs that are multi-six figure, especially and 7 figures and 8 figures in Nigeria, and you're at a certain level, you begin to think, when people are passing away left and right, you begin to think about your mortality. You begin to think about life from a different, at least for me anyway, from a different lens, where it's nice to have shoes, it's nice to have clothes, not going to take that away. And I'm being a little facetious, but the truth is, it becomes more about how the people around you, the people that you know, or even people that you don't know, people who you later will encounter you or hear about you, how they will feel and how your life impacted them and made it better, So that's why when I shifted I used to do fitness coaching, and I moved to the role of a life coach, because I realized that there's much more than just external successes. And so that led me to this topic, where I feel like we've all accomplished a lot. Not that it's over, but where we are, we're all sort of we're the midlife mark, where things are looking a little more deeper. And so I just wanted to share with you some practices that have worked for me, that have helped me to shift my focus from achieving and going and doing, which is really what Nigerians, first of all, were the most educated, the most accomplished, the most they were the most everything, in a good way, across the globe. So we need to, and I think this is really important, because we need to start looking, especially when we look at mental health and all the things that are happening, we need to start looking at things from a more internal perspective, shifting from just doing and accomplishing to more being. And so what I want to share with you is the journey of my personal pivot, and the 3 things that helped me, which I call the 3 keys to reset. So that's a lot that I said, but I just wanted to get out there to give you some context as to why this is what I'm doing and why it's important to me. So to that end, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to give you a prompt. So there are 3 keys that help to reset. And the first, oh, Jesus. Okay. The first one is to own your truth. And that just means truth from the perspective of who you are, what your desires are, outside of what maybe your parents or society or some programming may have led you to embody. What is your truth? Who do you want to be? What types of impact do you want to have? What do you truly desire? Because for many of us, what we're doing or what we were doing were not really the desires of our heart. They're just things that fell in our lap, we were told to do, that just happened because friends were doing it. So that's what owning your truth means. And for that, I have a prompt, which is, if no one was watching, what would you stop doing? So if you just take a minute or 2, You can either answer. I find that it helps to write. I'm a big fan of journaling. I didn't used to be. I was all about facts and all that stuff, but journaling has been life-changing for me. So if no one was watching, what would you stop doing? I'll give you maybe a minute. And I know I talked a lot. I'm sorry. I just needed to set the context.
Do you want us to type it in, Jite? Do we
You
just
could, that'd be nice.
or keep it to ourselves?
Whichever, whatever works for you. But we're not going to do anything with them yet. So we have about 30 seconds. And it could be personal, professional, or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's your truth. All right. Next key to resetting is to clarify what matters now. Again, any perspective that you want to share. For that, I have the prompt in one word. So it has to be a real high leveraged word. What are you prioritizing? Your health, your peace, your family, your purpose. Thirty seconds. And then the third key is to take one aligned step, because you can have the best intentions, best thoughts, write out the best plan. If you don't actually put them into action, they just stay as a theory, as a thought, as a hope. So for that, the prompt I have is, what's one aligned step you could take this week? And those are the steps. So here is where I invite anyone to share. You could share any one of the three, and it could be in any order, but just sort of, where are you? What are you thinking? What matters? What would you stop doing? If you want to give us some context, I don't know if we have time for that, but I personally would love to hear. And what's one next step that you're going to take this week?
I think I'll go there. I think for me, it's all about dieting from my perspective. Ever since COVID, I've got a bit of a pot belly, so it's how I'm gonna get that down, really. So I think eating more healthier, going to the gym more. I think for me, it's more diet and health, really.
So what's one aligned step? Because you said a whole lot of things.
One aligned step for me is just to eat more healthier. Get rid of all those carbs, all those pepper soup meals have to stop.
Okay, so I'm going to push. So this week.
Okay. So this week, yeah, no pepper soup this week.
Okay.
Or just fish pepper soup rather.
Okay. So you see how once you even narrow it down to one action, it seems more doable.
True.
Thank you. Anyone else? And you can all just share. It doesn't really matter. I don't want to call folks. Just share.
Well, I think I agree. I think at this stage, it's a little difficult to try to eat right. Trust me, I've tried it. But yeah, I think that's basically it. Trying to get the diet back, especially when you're on the go and sometimes you do not have access to actually eat right for one reason or the other. And yeah, cut down on all those kind of things that you love, like the pepper soup. But for me, basically, the step that I'll take now is I need to sleep more. I need to rest more. Sometimes we give ourselves this target and realize that 24 hours is the time that everybody has. That nobody, no matter how rich or how poor, or how popular, or whatever you are, the only thing that God shared amongst us equally is time.
Right.
So trying to schedule the time to try and rest more, I think that would be my next step for this week. Just as, like what GT said.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't all go at once.
Hey, I guess for me, this is Dapo. Family at this point. I know a lot of folks have lost, parents and other loved ones. As you said, feel blessed that I still have my parents. So I'm trying to commit now to just spending more time with them and speaking on the phone. Plan on going to Nigeria more often. So that's kind of what I'm committed to right now.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
So
I can relate to that, Dakwa, with you too. I too am still in that position whereby I still have both my parents, but it's a bit challenging because yeah, they've got to that age whereby, they can't do most of the things they used to do by themselves. They can't do it anymore. And then seeing them that way can be a bit challenging, really. So yeah, I'm with you on that one, Dakwa.
Yeah.
anyone else before we close out? I close out my portion, not the meeting. I can't see the chat because I'm sharing. I don't know if there's anything in there. Well,
Okay. I shall see. More sleep, going to the gym more, be more. Nia Davidson is saying, be more impactful to people around me. So let's put Nia on the spot.
Yeah. What do you mean? Can you give us more details? How?
Silly boy,
What does that
silly
look like?
boy. Yeah,
Lee
it's
has
just
a
that.
political agenda. He's always talking politics. If you check his Facebook. Oh yeah, Lee,
No,
let's
no,
hear you out.
no, it's just that as we're growing older, right, one just sometimes see things a little bit more clearer. Um, I just noticed that, it's not just about living your life for yourself. I want to be able to, make an impact to the people around me, and not just financial, but, the impactful. There are a lot of people who've come to this world, gone, many wealthy, but let's just say they came, they gone, made no impact. And there are people who didn't have a lot of money, but even years and decades after they have gone, the name still comes up. People still talk about the influence and the impact that they've had in their lives. And I also think, yeah, it don't need to be a Bill Gates to be impactful. So it's those sort of things that drive me to want to then be impactful to the, especially, or even at least people who are within my immediate environment.
Can I push you a little bit to make it more from the eye so that we can hear what you would like to do?
All right. Yeah, so I'd like to be 50 years after I'm gone. I want people to say, when they mention my name, people talk about how I influence them to do better. Yeah, that's it.
So in that vein, what's one aligned step you would take this week to move towards that?
When you asked that question, it got me thinking, yeah, what's one thing that I can do? And I think maybe it's to be a bit more intentional, if that's the word. Maybe identify one person who probably maybe needs guidance, or one institution or a school or something where they need some sort of clarity or guidance, and then make that the primary focus. Yeah, so be intentional with that sort of thing.
So this week you're going to seek
Yeah,
one
identify
person
that. Yeah,
who maybe is in need of some mentorship or some type
Yeah.
of support and render that.
yeah, I agree.
Because what you're talking about is a lifetime thing, but you have
Yeah,
to start.
I know.
Yeah, but this is great. Awesome.
Hi, Jite. So I'll go next if it's okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is Bola Bolade speaking. And yeah, well, I'm looking at something very basic and personal in a sense, in this fact that I have been struggling with sleep since I had a baby. So,
You had the baby?
well, we had a baby. So I've been having distorted sleep. Well, part of it is because I try to manage across continents. So families in Canada. I have a business in Nigeria. So yeah, when I'm here like that, you find that the time they're available or they want to speak with me, may not work with my sleep schedule. Um, and then I've got so much things I'm doing. So yeah, I've been having a bit of a distorted sleep last few months. So if there was anything I could do, that would be something, because I know it's a bit dangerous for your health ultimately when you do have that. So yeah, what matters most? Well, health, family. Those are the two things that matter most to me. So well, what align step I want to take this week? I've put it down that I want to play some tennis this week.
Oh,
I've
nice.
been planning to do that for a while, but just never got around because there's always one thing or the other you throw into the schedule. So I want to play some tennis this week, just to get the body a bit tired at the right time, and allow me to get to bed at the right time, and then kind of organize my schedule better. Difficult because the baby doesn't understand what you say, so you can't tell her to be awake at your time or be asleep at her time.
Command her to sleep.
But yeah, I mean, I think a very simple but basic thing that not the major reset. I guess it's something that one will
No,
probably
listen,
figure
any
out.
reset is major because it's going to be very impactful. You know what I mean? And
Mm,
and simple is actually great because
mm,
simple means that you can do it.
mm,
The brain tends to look for complicated things as being the things that actually work. So
mm, mm.
it's good. Good on you. Have a great game.
Thank you.
All right. I don't know if anyone else wants to go, but I'm excited that those who showed up. Really thank you. And I just want to say that we spent, like, bringing it full circle, we spent decades achieving, striving, accomplishing, performing, proving. But this next chapter, and Ade mentioned this, it's really about living with intention, being intentional about the things that we're doing, because whether we like it or not, we may not have another 50 years. We may have close to, I pray we do, but the reality is, even at 100, we're not really good. You know what I mean? Anyway, not to bring any doom and gloom to our immortality or mortality, but it's about intention. And I just want to leave you with this, that true success really it's not about adding any more at this point. It's about aligning what you have, what you've accomplished, with what really actually matters to you. So I just want to leave you with that, to carry forward your one truth that matters now and take the aligned step this week. So thank you so much.
Yep, great stuff. Thank you very much, Jite. My takeaway from that really is you just need to be true to yourself and just puts in little steps on how you're going to do stuff. Even if you say on a Monday morning, you're going to do this by the end of the week, you know, if no one's looking at you, it's for you to do it. I know you've done it for yourself, really. So yeah, great stuff. Really enjoy that. Any comments from the floor?
Okay, that was clapping.
Thank you.
Okay,
Jite.
great
Thank you.
stuff. Kemi, I don't know whether you're back on now. I know you were breaking up the last time.
Oh, sorry. Yes, calls were coming in for me, and I had to decline it. And sorry, suddenly stuff threw me out of the
Okay.
Zoom meeting. Okay. All right. Okay. Good evening once again, everybody. Thank you so very much. I mean, this is encouraging. 16 people on board for our first virtual meeting for this new, um, should I say, new calendar year. Okay. As regards finance, I just want to say a very big thank you to all members of the ISA class of 88 for the generous contribution in terms of the annual contribution, the live event contribution, and one other financial contribution request that has, been tabled to the group in one way or the other in the past years, and people have responded generously. I want to say the Lord will continue to bless each and every one of us. And again, I want us to still continue in like manner. Very soon, like I said, we've been quiet on the annual dues. We wanted it to come out after this first meeting. So in the course of the week, you'll see a very lovely message just to remind us of our annual dues in Naira, in pounds, and in dollars, as the case may be. The amount has not changed. For the Nigerian populace is 84,000 Naira annually. And this can be done instrumentally. You could do it monthly, you could do it bi-monthly, it could be done quarterly, and it could be done one-off, as the case may be. And then for the people in the UK, I think it's the $80, 80 pounds.
They want 120 pounds in the UK and $120 in the US.
120 pounds. Okay. Okay, thank you, Bolaga. Thank you so very much. So it has not changed. And for live events and contribution, it's just a minimum token of 2,000 Naira per individual. And once again, I want to say a very big thank you for all that contributed at the last request we brought to the group. Thank you so very much. Thank you, and thank you, and thank you. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, just to add to that, yes, as Kemi said, the last the 2,000 pound contribution was extremely very rewarding, and we're able to meet those 3 targets. So thank you once again. We've actually reached out to the school. Oluwole Omotola, who is our school liaison officer, has reached out to the school, and we will be coming back to the floor with a couple of collaborative projects we're working on. So watch that space. On that note, we move to some more interesting stuff. As you all know, we formed or some of you might know, we formed a subcommittee.
Sorry, Bolaga.
Sorry,
Hi,
can you hear
Bolaga.
me?
Yeah, hi, Bolaga.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt. I don't know if it's better to put up my hand through Zoom. But are we able to comment on the slide that Kemi shared before you dive into?
Okay, let me go back to that one. Go on then. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, first, if I recall, I'm not sure if we had increased it to 84,000 per annum, because I think it was 60. I'm not sure when it was raised to 84. But for the Nigerian end. But that's not even my point. My point is there's a big misalignment between the Nigerian contributions and the UK contributions and the US contributions. I mean, if you look in terms of the
Yes.
NGN value.
Yes. That is something that has been discussed with great length. People have different opinions, but we have of the impression that if you reside in the UK or the US, $10 a month or £10 a month should not be that much of a challenge. Whereby in Nigeria, it's a bit of a challenge with the with the naira. So we kind of left it that way until we can decide how to really align everything together. It's a difficult one, really.
Okay, so you didn't think that 10,000 naira a month is a feasible thing for the Nigerian?
No. It's feasible. It is feasible, but the exchange rate keeps changing, so we can't start changing the figures every year, can we? This has been good.
No, I
Yeah.
know. I mean, I'm saying keeping it in naira and saying 10,000 a month, just like you've done it for the UK and the US.
Okay.
That translates to about 120,000. But of course, this is my view. I don't know how the rest of the Nigerian contingent thinks.
That's fine. We can take it on board. We can take it on board. But my priority really is for people to actually pay the dues, because in terms of people that are paying dues, like this year, for example, we've got 0 people paying dues. Last year, we were less than 10. So we need to rack those numbers up first of all, to be honest. So the campaign that Kem is going to run from the next couple of weeks, we will take your point on board and highlight that in the communication that goes out.
Hello, everyone. This is Oinda.
Sorry,
Can
if I did
real
get,
quick?
I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes, I just wanted to add to what Bolade said, and I wanted us to keep in mind that even though we're making the contributions abroad, a portion of those contributions are for Lagos, and the second portion is for the US or the UK. So, for example, if the UK or the US has something to do, we are not going to dip into the portion that is for Nigeria. We'll just go ahead and take from the US portion. So, for example, the 120 is split into 50, I think, for Nigeria, if I'm correct, and 70 for the US. So once in a while, we have activities where we need to spend for in the US. So there's a portion for that so that we're not dipping into the Nigerian side of things. I think, like I said, the Nigerian side is $50. So that way, if there's a need, rather than keep that portion in Naira, given the exchange rate, like Welago said, there's no point, keeping that amount in Naira. When a need comes up, then we can always transfer that money to Lagos for a Nigerian need, but better to just keep it in the foreign currency. And then, if we have something else, then we don't have to go and start asking people for money again. It's already captured, within that fee. So I just wanted to add that from an inside perspective.
Thanks, Linda.
Sorry.
Kemi, you were going to say something, Kemi.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Kemi.
Sorry, who was that that just spoke? I can't see the hands up or anything.
It's Wally Williams here.
Okay, go on, Wally.
No, I just wanted to suggest that issue of exchange rate or amount, maybe what we could do, and it's just a suggestion, we could just say, okay, for the Naira part, it's this amount or more, depending on how buoyant you are at the time. So if instead of, especially the one being the Niger one being the word Bolade was raising, we could just, we don't need to cap it. If it's a minimum of 120,000 Naira, then if you want to add more, then go ahead and do that. So my suggestion is just not just to cap it, just to say that the minimum is this amount. And if you have more, then that's fine. That's my suggestion.
Okay. Yeah, I fully get you. It's something we need to look at in more detail, but don't forget also that although we are one global team, we're actually 3 different entities. As Oinda said, half of the money that goes into the UK and the US, half of that we reserve for the Nigerian, whatever needs to be done there, and the other half we keep in those regions to do whatever those regions wants to do among themselves. So we need to also keep that at the back of our mind also. Okay, but yeah, Kemi, a lot of points for you to ponder on as a treasurer and decide how we move forward with that, I would say.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
Bola.
Bola here again.
Okay, go on, Bola.
Sorry, I'm giving us some money, but money always is very central to success of these kind of groups. So you did mention something very troubling, that only 10 people contributed last year. I hope I was one of the 10. But I mean, have you guys sat down to dimension why that's happening and what we can do to change that dynamic? Because I know there was a time when we used to have I don't know, 50, 60, 70 people contributing. So how do we, change that dynamic so that contributions go? I know there's been a lot of issues also with the bank account, getting access to it. We've changed signatories multiple times. Seems there's still issues with it. So yeah, maybe Kemi can speak to those things also.
Okay, that's something that Kemi is going to, that's Kemi's department is going to try to address. In terms of the bank accounts, what we've decided to do now, I think in terms of the US and the UK, we kind of know where we're going with that one. But in terms of the Nigerian accounts, the current signatures are going to stay on. We're not going to change, we're not going to be changing signatures anymore. And they will just serve as the financial correspondence or whatever for the body. That saves us going through all that headache of trying to change signatures and going through all that headache, which is an absolute nightmare in Nigeria at the moment. That's what we're going to do that. But like I said, Kem is going to pick this up in more detail and come back. We might have a session just on finances, to be honest, from the looks of things. Okay, anything from anybody else?
Sorry,
I
had a connectivity issue.
Go on then, Treasurer.
Sorry, maybe you would tell me, outside of this, you could tell me what Bolariwa is asking of.
Yeah, I can pick that with you after this, Kemi. No problem.
All right, okay.
I have a comment.
Go on then. So
Yeah,
who's speaking?
this is Judith.
Okay, go on, Judith.
Yeah, Bola, you said something which also I think affects me. You said, am I one of the contributors for last year? So my comment here is maybe you want to add the personal touch, and this goes to, it might not just be Kemi for Kemi alone. Like I always say, each one of us has our friends, our group of friends from school. We're all friends, but there are people you relate with on a personal basis. So you can always go reach out to them, personal text message. Hey, have you contributed? Have you paid your dues? All those things matter because people have a lot of stuff going on. So remembering to pay one thing or another might not be priority for them, but if they're prompted, then that might also help. That's what I think.
Yeah, you're very right. Someone actually suggested we start rewarding or praising out those who have actually paid. That's something we're also going to take on board moving forward, and just publicly thank those who have paid.
Okay, but I didn't say don't mention names because people might also not like that. Let's be careful with that. Thank those that have paid. Yes, go ahead and thank them, but also encourage those that have not paid to do so. But don't start listing names. That might also put people off. Let's be careful with that.
I agree with that. Bosky, don't name and shame.
We're not naming and shaming anybody. Trust me.
What's stopping you from? If I didn't pay, like Bola, I hope I am, or I will. But Bosky, what stop you can pay now? So you know how to get it back from me.
No problem. Hey, it's a problem. We'll sort that out. Like I said, we're working on a couple of things behind the scene, and then we're going to come back to the house. It's one of those things that we're still trying to get the right mix, if that makes any sense. But we'll definitely come back with the floor with something pretty soon. Okay, so I think we've dragged that enough on that one. Let's move on to something else. So
I do
behind the
have a
scenes,
quick question, and it's not about.
Yep.
It's just, is there a deadline? That's all.
No.
Okay.
There's no deadline. There's no deadline. Yeah. Okay. So we found obviously each region normally has veg hangouts, physical hangouts in different regions, and we just feel in this set of coordinators meetings that we want to all meet globally. So we've set up a global team, which includes myself, Kemi, who is our treasurer, Kemi Ajola, Dr. Shea Wujobi, and Vala Bomalil. The five of us have been working behind the scenes and trying to put together global reunion for next year. So we've thanks to all those who actually reached out with the feedback survey. And based on that, we decided that we're looking at going to Doha for 3 or 4 day retreats next year, October. And then we're also going to have a Christmas ball in Lagos in December. Both of those activities, heavy planning is going on behind the scenes. But in terms of the Doha one, some things came out from the embassy yesterday or a couple of days ago. So we might have to revisit those plans. It looks as if there are some specific visa restrictions in terms of Nigerians going to Doha. So watch that space. We might have to change that to something else. But we are working on logistics, and a lot of work has been going on behind the scenes between the 5 of us. So expect something coming soon from that thing. Also based on the go on.
I'm sorry that I'm interrupting you.
Yeah, okay.
I'm actually looking for my prompt to raise my hand. I really can't find it on Zoom, but if you don't mind, and this might come maybe as a suggestion, all right?
Yep.
Has anybody ever thought about visiting South Africa?
We have thought about that, but we've got to be careful here. We did send out a survey, and based on the survey, we've got to choose a location that is globally easy accessible and financially accessible from everybody in the 3 different regions.
Yeah. The reason why I'm raising this is because if we're having issues with Doha, shouldn't we be talking about other places? I'm just suggesting here.
We are talking about other places. We've got backup plans. We're looking at Marrakesh. We're looking at Cape Verde at the moment. We will add South Africa to those mix. We are looking at different things, but we've got to be sure that everything works out in terms of logistics, in terms of finances, in terms of the flight travel from the 3 different regions, and also in terms of what that country gives us in terms of education, activities, and things like that. So we've got Marrakesh, we've got Cape Verde as backup plans. We're still looking at Doha until we can confirm those things that came from the embassy last week. There are a lot of things here that we've got to put into perspective. It's not that simple.
Well, this is Oinda. Sorry,
Okay.
Can I make one more suggestion? Just something to think about. You can also think about Malta, only because it's easy to get to from either the UK or from the US, and also from Lagos. So just throwing that out.
Okay. We did put out a survey. I will send the link to that survey straight after this call. So if everybody can please, fill that survey with all your points, or if you can reach out to any of those 5 people in the subcommittee with any of your thoughts, suggestions. You have local connections, local contacts is extremely very important, because there's no point going somewhere that no one has been before.
Yeah, that's
true.
So
could you please share that survey again, please?
Okay, I will. I don't know. I don't have it at hand now, but I will do it straight after this call.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Okay, cool. So that's it for the global reunion. So we're looking at something in October for 3-4 nights, and then there's going to be a Lagos Gala Ball just before Christmas in Lagos. We're working on that. So the full costing and logistic will come out very soon. And at the same time, it's always nice to know what people do. You never can tell. The other day, I was looking for an architect in Lagos. I didn't realize that one of us could actually do that work for us. So also based on that feedback survey, which we're going to release very soon, a request has come out for us to have like a alumni business and services register. So that's something that we're also going to start looking at. It would be nice if 1 or 2 people that are not executive members want to get involved and lead. That would be extremely very helpful. And it would just be a directory of businesses, what people do, where they are, and how to get in touch with them. So yes, I've gone through that pretty quickly. I don't know if anybody has any comments on anything there. Anybody? Okay, so
well, I think the business directory idea is fantastic, because the world's a global village now. There are services that some people might require, that they will need some sort of directory, or when they are doing the research, researching through platforms just like ours will allow them make at least smart decisions, basically. Because
Yeah.
I mean, if Bolaga does something that I really need for him to participate in the project I'm busy with, reaching out to Bosky will be easy. So I just call him up and say, hey, Bosky, look, I have this idea and I'm looking for this kind of service. And
Yeah.
having that directory will really assist. So pretty cool idea, trust me.
Fully agree. Fully agree with that one. So that's something we're going to be working on. So if anybody has any ideas or wants to get involved with that actively, please reach out to me, Kemi, Jite, or anybody, or Dapo Ajashi, and then we'll take that forward. So that's the global plan for next year.
I'll
Go on,
just
Bola.
talk about the directory and say, well, we've tried it a bit earlier on. I'm not sure if it was Deji or Goke's team that introduced it. I mean, we did it on WhatsApp, of course. We set out a day when people could post all about their businesses. I think the only guy who was consistently was $10, consistently posting his music. And at some point, some people just felt it was becoming like spam. So, well, you got to think it through when you
Yes, but we can do
are
it. We can do
building
it
that.
in such a way that we can have a physical and a virtual copy. It's not something that people can just be updating whenever they feel like. It's a case
Sure.
that we will just reach out to each individual one by one. They send their data in. We collate a virtual and physical copy, and then we just send that out on a monthly basis
All
or
right,
quarterly
good.
Yeah,
basis. Yeah.
Then my second point. I mean, these reunions are great. I think it's very important that we get the opportunity to reconnect in a relaxed environment. I mean, we've known each other as individuals. Most of us don't know family members, and you know, truth is that as you grow, that your access to, I mean, what you could call true genuine friends kind of reduces.
Yeah.
So, getting connected again with people who knew you when you were 5, 6, 10, 12, I mean, that's always great. But I think you spoke to something which I think requires that we have a bit of, maybe you'll get to it. You said Wale Motola was the school liaison is in touch with the school.
Yes.
In my experience, projects around the school tend to galvanize people. People are at different stages of life. So you might find that a retreat to Doha will cater to maybe, I don't know, 20% of the subset of the population of the group. But when you say there's a project in the school, that can galvanize 80% of the group. So, I'd just like to put it out there that you guys should also consider that. This is great. But be mindful that takes care of maybe only 20-25% of our population today who can, truly assess these kind of plans. So that's just that. Thank you.
Yeah. Well spoken, Bola. Yeah, fully on board. Taking that on board. Like I said, Olole Montola is in contact with the school, so we're working on what we can do. We'll definitely come back to the floor with something in due course. Okay. Moving on to the final slide. As Kemi said, we have about 18 people here so far. So thank you very much. It's not easy giving an hour on your Sunday. Everyone is really busy. So that's all for this session. And our next session will be in October the 19th. And we have our DRS Nekau Nelly as our guest speaker. We also have another guest speaker coming in, or hopefully we have another guest speaker who is going to come on and talk to us about financial investment opportunities. So we have two speakers next in October. So that's it. I've gone through that. I've gone through everything on that slide. So it's over to the floor now.
This is a beautiful picture with the stoles. So, Kemi, I don't know. I didn't get any stole. I know I purchased stoles, or at least one. Kemi, Ajijolari one more delay.
Yeah, you can get them from Kemi. I'm sure if you ping her, she's got a couple in them.
Why did you call my name?
There she is.
I said real one more delay.
What did you
Did
call
I
my
get
name
it? Did
for?
I call it wrong?
Anyway, Colette, what's the question of the day?
But he's based in Lagos
uh,
with you there now.
I was asking about stools that I paid for stool and I haven't gotten mine. I know I've been
You did,
I've
you
not
did
been on
collect
ground.
now. Are you come to Lagos? Are you in Lagos? I sent the list that
Currently I'm
it
in
was ready.
Lagos, yes.
And I
Sorry?
sent the list that was ready for pick up over 3-4 months ago.
Oh, okay.
So you guys, so you probably missed it. You didn't pick it up. It's ready.
I see.
So
Okay. Okay, these pictures with stools just took me right back there. So all right.
okay, no
Just send
problem.
me the address. I'll arrange to have
Okay,
it picked up.
okay.
I think my own stole is with Wale Akinwumi.
Who is
I
speaking,
think
please?
this is Wale Williams here.
Okay, yeah. Okay, with Wale Akinwumi.
I figured he should still have it. That's our arrangement. I just need to confirm with him because the pictures with stoles also might be some sort of identity thing for the team, for the group.
Yeah.
What?
I think
When
maybe
did he? I think Wale picked one for you. Yes, when you had the reunion last year in the UK.
yeah, yes, he
I think
should
so.
have.
Yes, I think so.
I'll fetch it from it. What I'm just saying is, look, this stole is an identity thing. All right, it will be something to have when that reunion comes and when everybody's got one. So maybe you can help to put that out there. If you haven't gotten yours, maybe you should just get yours. It will be like
Yeah.
our ID. It will be like our ID, identification item. If you got
Yes.
us, I think you put it out there. Let everybody get theirs. Me, I'll make a plan to pick up mine before the end of the year from Wally.
Okay,
Hopefully,
that works.
yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
Okay. On that
All
note, a big thank you to Jite for the session. I thought that was really, really liberating, and thank you everybody for all your supports. So on that note,
right. Yeah,
we shall call it an evening.
it's nice to hang out with you guys. Always
Thank
a pleasure.
you. Jite,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Have
you,
a
Thanks,
great
everyone.
GT.
and do your action steps.
Thanks, GT. Thank you, everyone.
Do it.
Thank
That
you,
you know what,
GK.
GT?
That was
Thank
lovely
you.
and
Sorry,
impactful.
GT.
Thank you,
Is
GT.
there a way? Is there a way that this action step thing, so that it doesn't look like we just talked about it? Is there a way to track it? To just say, oh, you know what? I just got an 8-hour sleep today. It's part of my action step for the week.
I mean,
Hopefully.
I can hound you if you want. I can stalk you and check in with you, but no.
You know,
Other than
trust me,
that,
GP, sometimes we just need that. Somebody to hound us. Hey, when you said you were going to sleep today, did you sleep 8 hours?
I know
And it's
what you
like,
mean. Yeah.
okay, all right, maybe I'll do it tomorrow.
So I'll take that to mean you want some accountability, and I'll
Look,
I'll follow up with you.
sometimes we need to just flog ourselves and say, you know what, I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to do it. Sometimes when
That
you don't
works.
get somebody to flog you and make you
What?
do those things, you just
But
like,
Be
Wale, that
careful
works
what you are
up to the
wishing
point
for.
where you have to become accountable to yourself and be in integrity with yourself.
yeah, true. Being accountable to oneself, it's a very difficult thing, GT. I'm not lying to you.
I know it.
I
I
know
know. I
how
know.
many times I've told myself, you know what, I'm going to sleep 8 hours today. Look, it's 9 o'clock, all right, on a Sunday. Trust me, I don't even feel sleepy. I'm going to turn on my Netflix and watch a movie till maybe 12, and then I only get like 4 hours sleep.
I mean, I have
Sometimes,
some. I can reach out to you offline. I have some. When I was doing the fitness coaching, a lot of the issues that came up were sleep because you need sleep to release. So I have
true.
some that I can share with you offline, some hacks to help you. But
I,
ultimately, you want to do it enough so that it becomes a part of your life where you're in integrity with what you say you want. Accountability only lasts for a period of time, which is why we all lose weight and put on the weight, because once that is taken away from you, you are left with yourself and you have to be in self-integrity. But nonetheless, I'll share something. I'll reach out to you.
and I appreciate that, honestly. Sometimes you just need that ping on your phone to say,
I
hey,
agree.
this, yeah, honestly. But thanks a lot, GT.
Okay.
It was important.
You are welcome.
All right. That's
Okay
my
then,
contribution.
alligator.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right then.
Okay, night, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Nia, I'm coming to collect your dues now. I'm on my way to
Come,
you now. I'm on
Thank
my
you
way to you
very
now.
much,
come,
everybody.
Nia.
come.